Are you struggling to keep up with boxing? Download the Boxing Showtimes app for the latest fight schedules, full undercards, boxer stats, news, and real-time updates. It's more than just an app, it's the boxing community you want to join.
Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. Jimmy Harrington. Jimmy, it's been a long time since I've managed to be blessed with your company, mate. Not been to your gym for a while. Saw you in Saudi recently. I think we was there literally a year or two ago.
18 months.
18 months, yeah.
Yeah, 18 months. Yeah, just been out of it. I've had a bit of downtime, let's say. The people that know where I've been and what I've been up to, and no, I haven't been to prison before people ask.
Well, the prison's next door.
Yeah, the prison's... Well, sorry, yeah, I come to prison every day. Yeah. But I haven't been behind door.
That's good. But how are you health-wise, mentally, physically, all good?
Physically, yeah, mentally, getting there, let's say. I've had a reboot and started training. I've just done my first training session with the boys for... I haven't trained since February of 23. So it's been a good 18 months. I haven't done a bat. I'm 19 stone and I'm just going to try now and get down to 15.5 stone, what I used to be walkabout weight. Okay. But it's going to be hard.
We all got to start somewhere, mate, and the fact that you're back on the road to recovery, that's the most important thing.
Of course it is. Thank you very much, and thank you for your support, because I know you've been asking after me on the scene, and many people have. I've just been keeping my head down and staying in my own lane.
Yeah, I do rate that about you, because the amount of times I've messaged you to see how you are, you've not even read the messages, you've just left them.
Yeah, because if I start engaging, then it's yourself, and then it's next man. It's not yourself that I've ignored, it's everybody. I've just kept my head down and again stayed in my own lane. Still been in the gym all the time with the boys and the youngsters, the amateur section, but fell out a little bit of love with boxing, and going out to Saudi Arabia, it's ignited me again. And whilst we're on that point of boxing and the gym, I just want to thank my partner and my son, who's kept me going and also kept this gymnasium going, because if it weren't for them two, as well as many others in this gym, it wouldn't be here now.
You need that support network, and it's good that you've got your son and your missus that have helped you along the way. And I'm not offended that you left me on scene, because I knew you was struggling. So the fact that you're back here and you're good and well, that's the most important thing. So let's talk about the positive stuff. We was in Riyadh. I'm saying positive, but obviously the two results that you was involved in didn't go your way, but I just want to chat a little bit about them. Isaac Lowe, you was part of his team, his manager?
Yeah, I manage Isaac, and I trained him alongside Bob Howard for many years. Bob Howard and me are like, I've either trained him or Bob has. It just dependent on if I can facilitate myself to move up to Morecambe. But obviously, I haven't been able to. So Bob's training throughout this camp. He's training for his last 3 fights, I believe it is. But I always come in and around him, coming up to fight week, and on fight week, and I'll work his corner with Bob. And if I've trained him throughout a camp, Bob will work the corner with me.
Were you content with the result? Did you agree with the judges' scorecards? Anything you could have done different?
I had to agree with the judges' scorecards, because if you look at it, I think it were 3 rounds where they took off him for his gum shield, so there's nothing I can argue there. I weren't too impressed with the referee, and I let him know that on the night. He didn't let him work inside, and I thought heads were coming together too much. Isaac's had 6 to 8, I think he's had 8 stitches on one brow and 6 or 7 on another. But he's all fit, he's all good, and he's all healthy, and he's gone home to his family for Christmas. I linked up with himself and Tyson yesterday up in Morecambe. We just sat and had a coffee. Didn't even talk boxing, we just talked life and friendship and things like that.
What before I move on to Tyson, what's Isaac's mood like? How is he? Because obviously it's not easy to deal with the loss, but obviously when it's like a big stage like that, where if you win, it could change your life, and obviously to take a loss on that sort of stage, how has he dealt with that?
Yeah, Isaac is a fantastic character to work with. Anyway, he's bubbly, he's bright, and the main thing, he's healthy, and he's gone home to his wife and family. So to ask how is he, he's obviously a little bit down, and he wanted the result, but overall he's just fit and healthy, so he's happy.
Before we talk about the actual fight, I know you just said you met Tyson yesterday. How is he? I saw some footage on TikTok. I don't know if it was recent, but has he shaved his beard off?
Yeah, he shaved his beard off. He's obviously back at home now, up in Morecambe with his family, just doing his day-to-day things, going out for coffee, going out with his family, doing his tip runs, what he does, just getting back into family and father life. He's been away for 3 months, not obviously seeing his family. He just spent Christmas at home, and I believe he'll spend the New Year at home and not go away. I don't think he's going away anywhere.
It's good to hear that he's in good spirits, because people assume, people sit there, make assumption to that, how he's going to be, but the fact that you've met him firsthand and you're telling us that he's in good spirits and just getting on with life.
Yeah, but you need to surround yourself in this game with good people, because there's a lot of backslappers, and as soon as you take that L, you have to look round and think, i.e. where's E, and E? And they're just not there. So that's why I made a conscious decision yesterday to just get up, get out of my bed and go see how my pal is, because that's what he is first and foremost. It's not the ex-lineal heavyweight champion at world, he's my pal. And 100% he would have done the same for me, and he has done the same for me over this last 18 months. He's rang me once, twice a week, texts me, endless texts if you look through my phone. For my birthday, he took me to see Noel Gallagher, because I love my music. He didn't want to go, but he took me and we went backstage and met Noel again, and that gave me a big lift. But yeah, he's just a good man.
It's good, because we don't sometimes hear them kind of stories. I mean, a lot of them stories get hidden away, and I've having spent time around people in boxing, I've learned these kind of stories about all the top heavyweights, whether it's AJ, USYK, Tyson. People don't really get to know what they're like behind the scenes, because we don't really see that, do we?
No, which you're not going to. It's the private life. He did that at home with the Furies, didn't he? And that's as near as to what you're going to see him. And he will have still kept a lot back there and edited a lot out, which you're going to do, aren't you? But he's just no. I can't emphasise it enough how much of a normal person he is.
Let's talk about the fight. I just spoke to your friend Nick Manners, and I don't know if you heard what he said, but Nick saying he had Tyson losing by 3 rounds. So I think on his card it would have been 117, 113, but it was 116, 112 on all 3 judges' cards. So like a 2 rounds in it. How did you score it on the night? And I'm guessing you've probably seen it back as well. How did you score it after? Tell me on the night first.
In all fairness, I watched it from an angle, looking up in the corner, so I've just sat behind his corner. So you've been in and around boxing and big events, I couldn't really see, and that's just an honest opinion. I got one angle of it. I thought it was just, we're finishing a little bit flat on after each round, the last 30 of each round, and I could hear Andy Lee screaming, you need this last 30, you need this last 30. He's got a great corner working for him. They can read a fight as well. And if you're asking if I've watched it back, no, I haven't. I've just come away from boxing. I've had Christmas with my family, and it's the last thing that they want to see me doing is sitting watching boxing.
On the night, did you feel he won? Because obviously I've seen, I think Sky Sports had Tyson winning. I think The Zone had Usyk winning. So there was a mixture. And then from the general consensus I've heard, people are saying that you could make an argument for Tyson to win. But the majority, I did some polls online, the majority were like 65% saying the right man won.
Yeah, well, everybody can't be wrong, can they? And what's Jimmy Harrington's opinion mean? It's not going to change the result. So if I sit here now and just because I back Tyson is my man and blah, 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 it means absolutely nothing. So if people are just going to say, what people are like, well, you haven't read the fight right, you haven't looked at it, you're just backing your man. Yeah, I think Tyson won, but I'm going to back him 100%, where he backed me 100%.
That's what friendship's about. Anyone that takes any offense to that, you wouldn't go against your friends either. So I completely respect that. What do you think he should do next? Because Nick said to me earlier, he made the point that he felt that his legs were gone, but I was kind of raising the point that Usyk was kind of recognized as an all-time great, beaten everyone, done everything in boxing, and he told me that Tyson gave him his 2 hardest fights and he lost on the first one by 1 or 2 rounds, and same on the second fight. So if you're losing that narrowly to somebody who's recognised as the best pound for pound, does that really mean your legs are gone? Does that really mean you're shot? I just want to get your opinion on that.
There's only a fighter that can tell you if his legs are gone. Yeah. We as trainers can see it, we can assess it, and we can look at stats, if you keep stats, which any good trainer should do, and see how he is in his last camp to this camp. But it's up to the fighter to tell you if they're gone or not. Some fighters don't. They need saving. If I trained Tyson, I think he'd still have a couple of fights left in him. Now, who they're against, who knows? But to me, he's not a shot fighter. He didn't get hurt in that fight. He has got miles on the clock, yes. And that's only through the Deontay Wilder fights. When you look at the third Deontay Wilder fight, he takes a shot, and you can see when you slow it down, it goes right through his body. So that's took miles off him. But he's not got miles and miles on the clock, let's say.
Usyk gave me like an interesting answer. I asked him who gave him the hardest 24 rounds. He said Fury, but then when I asked him who wins if Fury and AJ fight each other, he said AJ. Well, what do you make of that?
I think he's lying. I think Fury beats him 7 days a week and twice on the Sunday. But that's just my opinion. Everybody will say you're a Fury fanboy, but from a boxing perspective, yeah, Daniel, all right, styles make fights. Daniel Dubois just licked him, hasn't he? And if you do you ask me if Tyson beats Daniel Dubois, yeah, 1,000,000%.
What do you think will happen? What's your gut instinct telling you, Jimmy? What's your gut instinct telling you? Do you think Tyson will carry on fighting?
My gut instinct, as a fan or as his friend or as a trainer, all three.
Mix it up.
Mix it up. Yeah, I'll just say yeah. I'd like him to have just one more, just to go out on a high at Wembley. AJ, 100,000 people, summertime, 2025. That'd be mine for him. It's not about the money. It's not about blah blah blah. It's just finishing on that high, because it'll leave a sour taste. That out in Saudi, it'll leave a sour taste in the man's mouth. He can go and wipe his mouth then, and he'll be ready. He'll be back training Monday morning if he hasn't already started running now, because he has to train every day. And I understand that with him, with his bipolar and such like.
Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, the final farewell. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, for both men.
Might even give it the name of the show. That the final farewell could be the farewell for the loser in that fight.
There's not many fight fans that would not want to see that fight. Okay, it's not for the belt, it's not for all the marbles, it's not for any gold, but I'd want to see it. It's a great British domestic fight, because that's what it'd be. Well, it's a good fight. Who do you think wins? And don't sit on the fence.
I'll tell you who I think wins. I think the best man wins.
Exactly. So he's sat on the fence. I'll pull the splinters out on the way out, my mate.
Yeah, but I can't. Unfortunately,
no, you've got to be impartial. I fully understand that.
Yeah, it's the support. And I think based on what's happened, a lot of people would say it's a 50-50 fight based on what people are saying about Tyson and what people are saying about AJ. So it's either way. Like people tuned in for Khan Brook, I think this will be like tenfold.
Yeah, I think it is coming a little bit later than it should do. The Tyson 3 years ago, 4 years ago, to me would have absolutely walked through Anthony Joshua. Now, do I still believe he walks through him? Not walks through him, but I still believe he has an easy-ish night. And let's just see anyway. If he retires and goes off into sunset, into Morecambe Bay, who's going to argue with him? Because I won't. But I'll still go see him. Go for a coffee with him. He'll still come down here and see me. Still keep our friendship, and that'll be that.
Brilliant. Jimmy, as always, it's a pleasure, mate. What is next for you? When you out next?
February the 7th on GBM show, Lewis Booth. March the 8th, Jimmy Hart is making his debut. Jake Bray's on there, Matty Arness. There's 4 of them on there. And Lewis Booth again. Then May the 24th. So first quarter I'm going to be very, very busy. The amateur section will be quite busy. There's a young lad going into Shea Ferns, going into the championships. Got a good coach, Michael Hansen, who runs the amateurs. I help out, but I just haven't got as much time as I'd like to have, but I'm still here every day. And that's about it. Can I just chuck a sponsor in if that's all right?
You don't need to ask me that.
KO Sports always have endorsed me. They don't sponsor me, but they've always endorsed me and had me back. Equally, I've had their back for the last 13 years. So yeah, they're a good set of guys. Cab and Shab, Shab and Cab, whichever way around you want to do it. One in Manchester, one in Leeds. So for all your boxing gear, get at them. Look at them online. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I think they do as well, but mostly on Instagram. So yeah, KO Sports, have a look.
Jimmy Harrington, as always, pleasure, mate, and wish you all the best health and boxing wise as well.
Happy New Year. Just like to say Happy New Year to everyone and have a great 2025. And for the people that haven't seen me out on the scene, I'm back.
Thank you.
One, two, let's go. Hey, 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 hey.